many NLP systems based on self-attention transformers and all that. They're really, really successful in a way that we don't completely understand yet. And finally, tomorrow I'll mention how this attention mechanism can also be important when we start thinking about how we can put something like consciousness into neural nets. All right. So lots of goodies. Now, there's been amazing progress. The industrial impact is already amazing, and I think we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. As Andres was saying, it's going to really change the world. But we are very far from human-level AI. Like, current systems are really dumb. If you look at the kinds of mistakes they make, you realize that they don't understand the material that they've been trained on. Another symptom of the limitations of current systems is they need too much data compared to a human. Now, of course, a human has a lifetime, or maybe if you're a child, 1 or 2 years of life, to help, and in addition to maybe evolutionary constraints. But still, I think the consensus is that if we look at learning new tasks, current machine learning systems really require too many examples. And right now, most industrial systems that are successful are based on supervised learning, where humans have to provide all of the high-level concepts in the form of labels. All right, so I think this is my last slide. Is that correct? So I'll come back to this tomorrow, but one way to describe what we have achieved versus what we're missing in deep learning and AI is a division of types of computations that humans make, which psychologists like Kahneman have introduced, called System 1 and System 2. So System 1 computations are the things we can do unconsciously, and usually very quickly. Whereas System 2 computations are the things we can do consciously, and usually very slowly, and not that great. So System 1 includes, of course, things like perception that I mentioned earlier, everything that is intuitive to you, but that you can't easily explain in words. And that's what current deep learning does really well. I mean, not as well as humans, but like this is where we've made really a lot of progress. System 2 involves memory, involves sequential computation. So for a given problem, a given task, you go through in your mind through several steps of computation. In fact, this is very much how we program. Like the way we design algorithms is System 2 kinds of thinking. And this is also what classical symbolic AI was trying to achieve, and didn't for the reasons I explained before. And I could talk a lot more, but I think System 2 alone can't do it, and System 1 alone can actually work, but is probably going to be limited in the kinds of tasks that it can do. And so really, especially if we want to have machines that understand language, because language is part of System 2 really, and we need to somehow find ways to combine the strengths of these two things. So in particular, tomorrow I'll talk about grounded language learning, which is saying we want to learn about language, but not just by looking at text, but also looking at what text refers to semantically, like images or whatever. All right, I think it's my last slide, right? Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Joshua. So now, Armando, you don't have slides?
All right, so thank you very much. I'm Armando Soler Lezama, and I actually started out working in programming systems. My initial work was all very formal, and it was based on programming languages, based on logic.